Hey. We are live, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. What is it? Hump day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
Sunday.
hump day.
Hump day.
Why
Yes.
is it called Hump Day?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I always
That's
wanted
crazy.
to know that. Like, what's it's what?
Oh,
in the middle.
Oh,
But why
duh.
put
Okay.
hump in
We
it?
slow.
Is it really
But
the
why
middle,
would it
though?
put hump?
Yeah, because it's like,
Yeah,
okay.
but
I
Monday,
still don't
Tuesday.
get it, right?
I don't know if that's really the middle.
all right, then we're gonna go viral for being
That
slow,
ain't
y'all.
that ain't really the middle, y'all. I
All
don't
these
care.
years, I was
Right,
wondering
it's
why
not
it's
a middle-
called Hump
It's
well,
Day.
not. It's Wednesday. How's
yeah,
that
it
hump day?
don't. I don't know.
You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Look at me. I don't know why.
Not you. See,
Oh
we
my
about to go
gosh,
viral for
Kira.
this will be the time
1, 2, 3.
when something pick up and go viral. Look at these dummies. They don't even know hump day. They're over there counting on their fingers.
Well,
Look
shit.
at us.
Oh, well.
I'm still
We
trying
so
to get
slow.
it.
Whatever. We don't care, do we?
No, we don't. We don't.
Not at all.
We do not care at all. But anyway, we are here tonight because our episode tonight is called Dean Unfit.
Woo.
How did you come up with that name?
Everybody unfit right now. That's just how I feel.
It seemed like it.
Strolling social media, you just see everything, just unfit, unfit. Now I'm judgy because every time I see something, unfit, unfit. Everybody just unfit
Like,
right
how
now.
could you?
It's just a mess, and so we're gonna talk about it. And we got like how many
What?
situations that we have
Right
come across?
now?
Yes.
And all these is in Detroit right now, right?
Ain't that crazy?
Yes, I just thought about
Everyone
that.
It's something in the
that
water,
say-
y'all. Stop
This is
drinking
not
it.
something new,
Something is
though.
wrong.
Like, this-
It's not.
It's
It's
not
just that
new. It's
social
just
media
that-
bringing it to light. That's
Yeah.
all. It been going on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bringing it to light.
It's sad.
And I can't even pronounce the other girl name. I don't the one with the kids in the house that she just drop off the food every now and then.
Yeah,
Is it
let's talk.
Kelsey
Okay,
or
so let's do
Kelly?
one at a one. I don't know. Let's talk about one. What should we chop off first? What was
Let's talk
her?
about the
I
one at
don't
Greek
know.
Town.
Greek Town.
Greek Town.
Did you see that?
Most definitely seen it.
I know she's trending right now because of how she's spending her time grieving. And I've seen a lot of people, there's video surfacing of her turning up, dancing, drinking, having a good time, spending all these people money that they gave her.
We can't
to
really
GoFundMe.
just say
I
she's
don't
spending
know.
their money.
Well, no,
though. We
that's
don't
just
know
what the
that.
comments are. We don't know what
We
they're
don't.
doing.
We don't know.
So people judging her
You
for
know
that.
when somebody pass away, everybody show up. They bring drinks. They
have a
bring
good
bottles.
time.
I don't like that. I'm not with that, but that's what people do. You know what I'm saying? It's our culture. So I can't really say,
because people are saying like that you can't tell people how to grieve.
You can't.
And I was just about to
don't
say that.
know
Can
the
you
mind
tell?
frame.
Like,
I know
yeah.
me with my kids, most definitely. I don't even want to be around people, like
Right.
because it was nobody around. The reason why I felt like I needed to be sleeping in the car. So I most definitely
I wouldn't want to party with not a soul.
wouldn't want to be around
after
nobody
that.
right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I
What you
mean,
feeling?
do y'all feel like she told her family about the position that she was in?
I can't say.
Like, would you really tell your family, like, hey,
That's what I'm saying.
I think I would be on the street before I let my kids be on the street if I got in that position.
You would
I
send
would.
your kids somewhere else.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't just, have them out there with me.
People
that's why I think it'd be more stuff to a story. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Where is we getting the information that they've been in a car since November? She may have been homeless since November, but it's no guarantee that she been in a car every night since November. That could have been a first night in the car. They could have been in the car 2 nights. They could do every other night in the car. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of speculations behind that. But a real mother, I don't know. I don't know about sleeping in our car with my kids
at all.
I always try to put myself in other people's shoes with the part I could say, I may have not told nobody that I was homeless. But we might have just been sleeping from place to place every night. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Over this person's house, over that person's house, a hotel here, this place, sleeping in a car in the dead smack winter, and you from Detroit, you know how cold it get.
And then I'm
without a
hearing,
full tank of gas. You couldn't have had a full tank of gas. Gas were
right,
like it's just too
every night.
many.
Like, how many nights were y'all there?
In a
Like,
diaper, in a t-shirt. Like, come on now. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
I ain't buying none of that. So I
and,
ain't
So you
buying it.
don't think she
and
was
then you
sleeping in the car the
call
whole
the.
time?
I don't think she was sleeping
How
in the
did you
car
get
the
in
whole
touch with
time.
the godmother that fast?
Right.
She
Like,
got
and
a
she was
phone.
just Johnny on the spot. Like, why wasn't that in the case
But
of?
I can't say because people be doing some crazy stuff now. So it's like
But then, do we only blame the mother? I mean, it takes two to make a baby, right? So
it do.
where's
Yes,
you
people were
at,
talking
father?
about that too. That he was on the news and he responded back by saying, I mean, he started off by saying he didn't know. That's
That they were
yeah.
homeless is what he
But
He
that
was
said.
sounds
saying in the
bad, right?
beginning,
As a
right? It's
parent, because
bad
why
because
did
you're
you
supposed to
know?
know where
You're
your
supposed
kids
to know
are,
what your
right? I
kids are.
cannot not know what my kids is doing on the day to day.
Right.
So he started off by saying he didn't know, and she never told him. Then he followed up by saying, when she called and asked him to get the kids, she never said why.
But why do you have to give a reason to get your kids or come see your kids? Or,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, that just feel like you wasn't in their life at all, and you living it up a whole nother life on the opposite side while your kids sleeping in the cold. Make it make sense.
I can't, but see, that's the thing. I can't just say that a man would just be like, okay, I'm gonna just leave my kids homeless if they really knew, if they was a part of the life. I can't.
But with that comment he made, what you need me to get them for? Like,
But we know that's how a lot of men operate. That's how most of them operate.
yeah.
They want to know why, when, how, just like the mama want to know how, when, why. Because on her part, she's saying that he was with a woman and they said they didn't want no kids over there and all of that. So
Oh, I didn't
did
even
you
hear that
not
part.
ask him because you automatically assumed, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't want no kids over there? So it could go both
But why you
ways.
not asking for your kids? You know they ain't living with you.
But
You
let's
know
just say he ain't, from the sounds of it,
you
maybe
never
he
had
ain't
no.
have a stable place either. So
Well, how you
it,
at the gym? Do gym?
the gym house, I mean, the gym is the gym
You
Baby.
though.
pay it. Wait a minute. How you going to work out? You ain't. You got somewhere to live. You posting up with the girlfriend.
And maybe that's just how I operate and how I think. I can't do nothing in a sort of entertainment, personal gain if my kids are just assed out. I can't. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be out at nobody's birthday party. My kids is homeless. I don't have
Right.
time to focus
Things like
on none
that.
of that
Yes.
shit if I'm homeless. Like,
That
I don't
mean
have
my
time.
mindset ain't right. I'm
Yeah,
focusing on the
my
wrong
priorities
stuff.
are all wrong.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, as a mother, you can't depend. That's where a lot of women go wrong.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't depend on what a man gonna do.
Yep.
That's why
That's
she
why they always say
100%
when you have your
at
baby,
fault, because
have it for yourself.
whether he was around or not around, seen him last week or the week before, they was in her care when it happened. So it all boiled down to, what could he have done? Say he was a stand-up father and he got his kids every weekend and didn't know that
Yeah.
they was homeless, because that's what the court tell him. The court tell him to get them every weekend. Do y'all think that that's really being a great father too?
No.
That the world say?
Yeah.
But we can't put, see, people think that
So
time, physical is the only way to be a great parent. It's not.
Yeah. I agree.
no, but
It's
that,
not.
that is definitely at the top of the list
Definitely.
because
It is, but in
because
all
kids are
circumstances,
sponges, and no matter everything you do, they're soaking up. So if I don't see you but number 2 or 3 times out of a month, there's no real impact that you have on me. It's just not.
that's
There's no
not
real
true.
impact.
That's not
Like,
true though.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Me, if you come to pick me up on a Friday and we went to the movies, I'm having a great time for sure. But for my long term, what I do every day, how I become an adult, what did you really do seeing me twice a month?
I agree. I agree on
Nothing,
that.
but I'm saying that's what the
It takes
courts
way more
set
than
up to
that.
say. So
Yeah, see, but
so
I feel
say
like
the
that's a
court,
cop out.
so say the courts was involved and say he got his kids every weekend.
Mhm.
And this situation still happened, would he still be considered a deadbeat? It'll be, oh, he still didn't know. How you didn't know? You can't be responsible for what another adult do.
So I agree.
So
But
therefore, it can still be where he didn't know. You get what I'm saying? We can't just honestly say this man knew his kids were sleeping in the car and didn't think twice about
and
it.
I
We
get
can't
that.
say
That's
that.
that's the type of that's why I feel like people. This is why people shouldn't have children. People
I
have
agree.
kids like they're
Most
candy. They're
definitely.
not baby dolls. You know what
They're
I'm saying? They're
not.
not a
Yes.
toy.
They're
So
not.
when you make this
That's
conscious
the main
decision to
issue.
have, yeah, it's the main issue because when you have a child, your whole world is about to change now. There's no such thing as you should be only talking to this child once or twice a month. It just should not happen. This is a live human being out here in this world that you put here, and you have to try to help mold that person. So I'm sorry if I'm the dad. If I was the dad, if I'm the weekend dad, if I'm only picking up every weekend because that's what the courts allow me to do, I'm not gonna. A lot of men do this too. I've heard a lot. They will sit here and say, "Well, that's what the courts let me do." Sir, you still got a phone, and you can still communicate with her. If you want to go outside of that weekend, hit her up.
About that child support.
That's what I'm
men
saying.
just
You
feel like
only
if I
worried
pay
about
child
just that.
support,
People worry about what's on the paper. Don't do what's just on that paper. You can implement the bare minimum. If you only get your child every weekend, that's the only communication you have. You are still failing as a father. Sorry. You should be talking to your child.
So that's what
I'm
saying. So
that's how he would have known.
He would have still be considered a deadbeat. So the daddy to me, as a real mother, is out of the equation. She had her kids at that time. She was supposed to have been doing whatever it was she needed to do to protect her kids. Now, was he supposed to be aware? Yes. But did he? Can we just say he was aware? No. It's so many men out here that's not aware because how?
But what do we do?
Well, that's what I'm
about
saying.
The ones that
See,
was
that's
aware?
what I'm saying. That's the bare minimum to me. If I was not aware that if I was the father and I'm not aware that she was homeless, X, Y, and Z, for me, it would be impossible for me not to be aware.
How would you really
Reason
know,
why?
though?
Because if I'm not talking to my child a couple times a week, something wrong. I need to pull up.
Even if you talking to your kid.
I want to know.
I'm asking. I want to know what you're doing. Where you at? What you doing? You eating? You watching TV?
Okay.
What you doing? Homework?
So y'all got to think about real life. So you got some people who kids live like this day to day, bounce place to place, house to house. So you can't keep up with what they doing. So I'm gonna use
this as little kids.
So listen, I'm gonna use her as an example, right? From the sounds of it, it sounds like this her life.
Right.
When you listen to her family, when you listen to whoever that spoke about her, that she lived from place to place for years, right? That's what they said. So if she lived from place to place for years, one, unstable. We got to think about her mama not stable. Her mama was in the car with her.
That.
So therefore, this how she grew up. So in her family, this probably how they lived all their life. Now her kids living like that. How can you keep up with a person like that?
So my point is, he would have known. If this has been my life all this time,
So
you knew I was there.
So you had to know.
This ain't new to you.
Talking to my kid today, and they over Kira house. I'm talking to my kid tomorrow. They over Crystal house. I'm talking to my kid the next day.
So guess what? So guess what?
They in the house.
So guess what?
If I don't talk to them on this one day though, and something happened, am I still a deadbeat?
No, I saw them a deadbeat.
No. So how are we saying everybody jumping to conclusion that this man
I think the way he presented himself is the way people jumping at him.
Well, that's one. We gotta know. One, we gotta know that the media gonna chop and screw. They only gonna give you certain things. So from what I gathered from what he said was he didn't know his kids was homeless. So if a person is telling us that he didn't know, you get what I'm saying? All we can do is say,
him not knowing.
Is he still at fault? An issue? Yeah, because these were your kids.
These are both their kids, both of them, not just
can
him.
we put the blame on him?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
But we know that the internet did. They ate him up for a week.
But she tried to get help, though. She tried to get help.
So
she even said she tried to get the system to help her, and the system shut her down. Do y'all believe that?
I do. I know plenty of people who had to go into shelters because of these situations. You can show up. I guarantee you. A lot of these parents are people who have been homeless, and I've seen it for myself.
And it's
show up to a police
station.
It is. You show up to a police station and tell them you have nowhere to go. They're gonna see you. They're just you wait.
Yeah,
no one's helping you. They're not really taking you to put you into a place. You show up to a shelter. If they're full, it's just That's
what I'm saying.
I don't care if you're out here with a 2-month-old baby. It's just Okay. So wait, but back to him. What I was saying about him being at fault and not knowing. This is why I say people gotta stop having kids. Y'all not really ready because it takes more than just the bare minimum. What I mean by him being responsible for that is if I called my child, if my baby mama or whoever she is out here saying house to house and I got somewhere stable, guess what? That's my time. That's my conversation for me and her. They're gonna have to come with me. They're not stable with you right now. So if you knew that your children were at this house, that house, and you knew
I gotta get my
you met
stuff
her, girl,
so wait,
you know her, so you know she stayed in the house. You stayed in the car before.
So what about when the guy lived the same? What about when the guy? So why
you out turning up?
Now
take your casino money and go get your shit together.
Now we're talking about two unstable people having kids.
Right.
That's the main issue.
Both.
All unstable people bringing all
kids.
these kids in the world. Not just him, not just her. People in general.
In
That's
general.
the bottom line. to the issue.
Yep.
Because one, you had one baby, you probably didn't have nowhere to stay.
Exactly.
I'm
Right.
talking about her. Then you went and had another one, and then you had another one, and then you had another one. That's the issue.
So the issue is these
We
it's
keep
a mental
having
health
kids. It's
situation.
Cycle,
most
You know, it's a
definitely
mental
something
health
wrong with it.
situation.
Look,
Yeah.
babies with real
Yeah.
mental health
Yes.
issues. Why? Because everybody having sex.
Yep.
So what comes from having sex? A baby. So the only thing they thinking about is the good time right now in this
And
moment,
not the
and
long-
nobody is
yeah.
thinking about what come in the long run. And now all of these innocent kids is just dropped here, like
That's
the,
what
like
happens
the
when you
little
gotta-
bird that they show a stork.
And it's
and
not
drop
fair to
the
them.
baby
It's
off.
not
And
fair
it's
to them.
not.
Like, why would
Nope.
you
But
just
that
leave your
is the
kids?
issue.
Like,
But what I'm saying is, it's 900,000 million guys like that
it
that
is.
don't know.
But it's some deadbeat mothers as well.
It's most
a lot.
definitely.
It ain't
I
just the
told
guys,
y'all on one of the
Yep.
first episodes, I may know more stand-up fathers than I do mothers. But even being a stand-up father, it's still, we got to come to the conclusion that it's still so much that you
But I still just feel like
got to go through.
he should have been more aware. Just like us, we're going to
You
make
have to be.
it should have been.
I mean, it should be a wake-up
should be
call.
more
Most definitely
My thing
for
is,
most men.
people know everything about any and everybody, but can't tell you their kids' favorite color. Can't
No.
tell you shit.
They don't
Niggas
even
know
the
what they
school.
So
homeboy
with this
doing.
happening, do y'all
Females
think
know
he
what her
tried to reach
best
out to
friend
the other child that
doing.
he got left? I bet you he got
His
that
mom,
baby.
his mom have that kid.
Oh,
Now,
mama got it.
from-
But where
You know what I'm
was
saying?
but
It's
again,
it's
even-
why did it
attention.
take
But
something
listen,
to
It's
happen?
attention.
even with that, they said last year his people had him. This what I'm saying. So if this is a cycle, it's way deeper than him and her. The bottom line is what everybody's skipping with this. The main issue is her mother was in that van. What do that tell us?
Right, she
What
got it
kind
from
of
there. That's
foundation
what
did she
learned.
come from?
Yeah, I get it.
She
That's
had
why
no.
That- just 'cause you
that's
learn
why
from
I
that
find
don't
it
mean you
hard to
gotta
believe
follow
that he
that.
did not
You
know
don't.
that.
You
Like,
do not have to follow
I'm
that
sorry, I'm
same
not. I
cycle.
can't date somebody, and you're not about to tell me you dated this person for all these years. You got all these kids with her. You never knew that she lived in a car ever before.
Yeah, I don't understand.
or even
that.
right
Like,
now.
you,
Come
you
on.
never knew
I
that
just
was
don't believe
They
that.
not living in
Niggas
a car,
don't-
but
people don't wanna
guys
take that
live
responsibility.
With people who don't have no. What the world be? Everybody be wanting everything to be a gold platter.
Right.
It's not a gold
It's
platter.
not.
Right.
It's guys be with girls who don't have nowhere to live every day.
That's what I'm saying.
Girls
so that's
be
why I
with
said
guys
he did not
that
know
don't have
that.
nowhere to live every day. They go sleep at other people's houses together. They take their babies
Exactly.
home
So
to
that's
other
my
people's
point.
houses.
That's why I don't believe
So
he did
what
not
I'm
know.
saying is, when you are both like this,
Mhm.
and this is normal to y'all,
Yeah.
you don't see
Yeah,
no
to
wrong.
y'all.
True. I didn't
This
know.
is
That
normal
is
to
fact.
But when you
y'all.
have a
mental
kid, you don't
disorder.
think you. That's definitely
That's a mental
because when you
situation.
have kids, you're basically a good parent, a trying parent.
Every
It's going
parent
to
not
try.
though. That's what we fail
And you
to
shouldn't
realize.
keep having no kids. Like,
They
there's no
shouldn't.
way.
They
See, the
shouldn't,
problem-
but
so-
they do.
Even to the root to that is still a mental situation. You know,
Definitely.
you can't expect somebody who have these mental disorders to understand and think how we think. They're not
They don't
thinking
think
about
how we
not
think.
having children. They're
Nope.
not thinking about protecting themselves in that way.
They're not.
They're not thinking about the long run when these come to kids. They're not equipped to even have children. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
So do y'all think these every time something happens? I don't know if y'all notice. It's somebody's doing a GoFundMe. Like, with that money, you would think you would get your life back on track, right? You would think that, right?
I mean, honestly, in
would.
my
but I
in my
never see
opinion, in
nobody
that
good
case,
doing nothing good with the money.
what's the point? I mean, honestly, in her case, in this one particular case that we talking about, the funeral was paid for, right?
Right. Somebody picked that up.
Everything was done. So
But the
is
cousin that did the GoFundMe for her is mad
What,
because
to
she
go-
didn't get any money.
So what was it for though? That's
It
what
was
I'm
for
saying.
her and the kids, I guess, to get her life back on track. And I heard someone tried to reach out to her for a rental property to give her free rent for a year. But what's she gonna do after that year if you ain't worked all this time? What you gonna do?
She got a year to figure it out.
Do y'all really think she's gonna do it if she got this mental?
I will
'cause
hope
something
so.
wrong.
No. This is why people
You
with
all
mental
partying.
situations
I
should not
think
be
You
that's
having
already
children.
on
that's
off
the
the wrong
issue
track.
right there. To me, I mean,
This is why I said it should be mental evaluations prior to having kids. I don't know
it
how
should
you,
be.
I know you can't really just do
I
that,
feel like
but
you should.
it needs to happen. It needs to happen before and after. I don't
But
know how to do something.
How
Hell,
can
at this point, we need to go. Well, I don't know. Put chips in every goddamn bite. You can't have
Nah,
babies
you
until
ain't
we
putting
take-
no chip in me.
She told me you ain't put no chip in me.
I don't know, because you can't stop it. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
mean,
can't
you
stop these people from
should.
having. They're gonna have sex. They're gonna do what they do.
They do.
But I really wish it was a way to. It's having kids is too serious.
It is.
But
So,
you know,
it's too
wait. I'm gonna go
serious.
back to that right quick.
People
So,
don't
as a
care.
woman, you think a woman picked up the phone first off with a man, right? Just put yourself in their shoes and say,
I picked up a phone with a man.
you picked up the phone and you called your baby daddy and you said, I don't got nowhere to stay.
Mhm.
I need you to get the kids.
Mhm.
Do you think there's somebody
You
would do that?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
coming.
I didn't say that.
No.
I
Would
said,
somebody actually do that?
yeah.
Yeah. Depending on the relationship they have with that person. Yeah.
Would
So-
I do it? You saying would I do it
Yeah.
for someone else? Yes, I don't
You-
want no
you-
kids out on the street.
right. But
People
I'm
ego
saying,
and they pride probably
Oh, you
would.
saying
Most
would I have?
definitely.
But I think it
So-
depends on the
I'm sorry,
relationship.
and I'm
But
gonna
it
say
depends
this
on my
seems, and I'm
kids.
just going off speculation because I don't know nothing about their relationship.
Right.
But from what I gathered from what she said on the news, just me taking in on my own, they got 3 kids together, with the youngest being what, 1 years old, 2 years old, the
Two, I
baby,
believe.
fresh,
Right.
right? A fresh relationship. So a 9-year-old.
So was
and
the
a
2-year-old his?
Yes.
The two. Okay.
So
I-
3 kids,
3
meaning
kids
the
is
one in
his.
between, the oldest and the youngest, right?
Mhm.
Meaning fresh.
Okay.
So this a relationship that just ended. We all know baby mamas, baby daddies, when the relationship first end equal what? Toxic.
Toxic.
Okay. So we
Trying to
talking
figure
about a
out how to
toxic
co-parent.
relationship. So now we see he in the midst of dealing with another girl too, right?
Yeah.
Toxic some more. So do we really know if she picked up the phone and said,
But who said she didn't either though?
we don't. That's what I'm she
what
said,
if she really did
but it's
and
a
he
ca-
acting dumb
but
on
it's
camera?
a case of he said, she said, because
Right.
he's saying she didn't, and she
I just
said
find it
he
hard.
did.
So I no,
She did.
I just
They
don't
both are
believe that
stupid.
both
I'm
people
sorry.
can be
They both are
unstable.
stupid.
I'm sorry.
I do.
You don't
they
believe
can-
both
oh.
people can be
no,
unstable?
They shouldn't be. I said shouldn't be.
Okay,
They
yeah. So
shouldn't
I
be,
believe
no, it should be
but
one
it's a
level
lot
with
of-
it. Like that's
but it's a
crazy.
lot of
I
people
think
out
both-
here, both parents unstable.
both of them are clearly unstable.
Most
So
definitely.
we gotta.
definitely.
It don't take that much to stamp that. It does
Ain't
not
no way
take that
I'm
much
getting
to
no
identify
live
that they are
news talking
both
about I was at the
clearly
gym.
that
I'm
part
not.
mental.
You got?
It's-
did
it's
you not
there.
think
It's
about
not right.
everyone's
It's not
listening to
fair.
what you got going on? Did you
It's
not
not
think that
fair.
everyone's gonna look up your background because it's a social media world?
Mm,
Did you not
the main
think?
thing should have been to be quiet.
Be quiet.
Sometimes
That's it.
Just
being
Silence.
quiet
Silence is
is
But
key.
the
you
best
can't. But no
thing.
one's going to know to be quiet if they're battling mental issues.
I mean,
I
They
think
do-
right.
people
they
really
want
got
a
to
show.
remember.
This
they-
is all about.
and not even
a
just
show.
I don't think
that.
it's a
Sympathy.
show.
They
It's
wanted
the fact
sympathy.
of
It was
what
sympathy.
what about the fact of somebody really think they telling their truth?
They do.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
So
saying. When it
if
comes down to
somebody
mental
really think
disorders,
they're-
that's what they feel. That's
Yes,
what they
these
think.
are their
So,
own
I
feelings.
don't know.
their-
If I
it's
feel
their
like I wasn't in the kid
world.
world life or anything, I'm not about to get upstairs and say
It's
nothing.
kind of like looking at
would've
a.
stayed
It's
back
kind of like
as
listening
hell.
to a
But see, I
12-year-old
would've said
talk.
nothing
But
to
You know,
see,
they
that's
don't.
still the world speculations.
But that's
We
how
still
they feel.
speculating that somebody wasn't in the life because of one situation.
But if you saying you didn't know, ain't no way I'm about to get up here and say, tell the world I didn't know. Because to me, that making me look even dumber.
you might really didn't know.
But you should have. I'm sorry.
I-
You should have.
You
You're
sh-
a parent.
you
Okay, wait.
should.
Another
I'm
thing that we
not-
all need to
let's
remember
clear
too:
that
people
up.
with mental
I'm not
issues, they
saying
lie.
that you-
And
A
I
lie.
think he lied too.
A lie.
I think he lied.
They
I
lie.
think both
They
of them
lie.
lied.
They lie. They do.
I can't just
I don't.
say.
That doesn't mean that they lied. What I'm trying to say, they lie. I'm sorry. I've been
You
around a
saying
lot of them.
people with mental illnesses?
They do. They lie to make them. They do what makes
I'ma
it
say that
comfortable for
they-
them. You
They
taking
don't
them out of
think
that.
the same.
They don't.
Homeboy was
They
out of
don't.
his
I
comfort
agree.
spot. Y'all got him on TV, on blast. He's not a good father. Clearly, he does not. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Clearly, you live in house to house or whatever the case may be. You put them on Front Street, they're going to lie to feel comfortable
But at
in
least
what
he had
they
a
need
house
to
to
feel
be
comfortable
in.
in.
You could have
Says
them
who?
kids. Oh, well, he got a whole
I don't know.
girlfriend. They got a house. They all on social media hugged up. So what he
But
not
see,
saying on
all
his-
of
So-
these things are speculation.
He
Right.
can't be
Okay.
on
So
the
let's just
street.
stop. Just for 1 second. So let's just take mental health
He ain't
off the
sleeping in no
board.
car.
Mhm.
Even though we know clearly both of these people are clearly dealing with some mental issues. Let's just take that off the board, right? What I was saying about him, she wrong. Simple. You have to put your pride aside in those type of situations, but a lot of people don't want to do it. They think they can do it on their own. And if she's comfortable and has already been living house to house and this friend house and this friend house, or maybe she's gonna step in the car for 2 days, she's probably comfortable with doing that because she probably didn't think it would last this long or whatever the case may be. All I'm
Did
saying
she ever
is,
see how long
as
it
a
was? Say
no, and what I'm saying is for a father, in his point, not for her, for him, because they're not with you every day.
Right.
You
Mhm.
cannot call your children and not know something is not up. What I meant is, if you call and say you ask the child, "Oh, where you at?" "I'm at Tiki House," and okay, that's fine. But there's questions that you asking your children that's gonna let you know what's really going on in that house.
As
You
a
cannot.
parent, we know
you
when
just
something's
have to
going
know
on
what's
with our
going on.
kids. You know what's going on with your kids. You will know if they sound.
And you
if
should
they
be
sound
laying your
off.
eyes on, and you should be
And
laying your
we
eyes on your child a
are
couple times a week.
Real mothers with real mother instinct.
That's why I said take the
Yeah.
mental
What
health
you
part
have
off
to
the board.
understand
That's why I said take
is
that off the
every
table for a
woman
second.
don't have that.
That's why I said take that
They
off the table for a
don't.
second.
Clearly, they don't.
Okay, that's back on the table because now they
now
don't.
we can skip over. We got a lady who left her kids in the house for 4 years, dropping off food.
On the porch.
Was she meant to or not?
Hell yeah.
And then
Or
she
was-
just living
Or
her
was
life.
she just neglectful?
I
Both.
say no. You mental.
Because I don't think how nobody can just mentally just do that. How do you do that?
You didn't even step in the house, and you knew
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
You
Did
had no
y'all see
love
that
for them.
house?
You had no love for them.
You
There was
had
no
no
love for them.
love for them. Them kids have not been to school, haven't been outside. You didn't care about their health. All you cared about
And
was
they
yourself.
daddy was locked up.
And that-
Been looking for him, right?
I don't know.
But
I
that's
didn't-
what
I-
they saying.
I was about to say I ain't hear that.
He's
I didn't
saying
even
he
see
been
that.
looking for them.
Okay. He locked up right now.
He out now.
Oh, I was about to say how you looking for him?
He
locked
out of
up?
jail. He was in jail. He's been looking for them now.
So how hard was he looking?
Ain't
So
right.
are we saying
hard.
that he was done it?
This is what I'm saying. It's so easy because
I would say
we
both.
see it so clear. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a regular set of eyes.
Yeah.
But it's so many people who don't see it like how we see it.
Mhm.
It's so many mothers who don't even think about their kids in the morning,
don't.
that don't
Yeah.
sacrifice their kids. We got mothers who go weeks and months, years without seeing their kids. We got mothers who don't talk to their kids
At
we
all,
got kids who
right.
don't talk to their mothers. We got fathers who haven't seen their kids in years. We got fathers who, like you said, think every weekend is okay. The thing about it is, who is to say that one way is a perfect way?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not one way because it can't be.
So what would y'all say her thing is
The
to be?
perfect way would be the way God intended it to be. It always go back to that with the mother and the father in the home.
Right.
Without
A
that,
two-parent household.
without a 2-parent household,
A lot of things. Are
There's
off
no
balance.
perfect
You
way
can't-
in being a parent, but there
It's
is
not, 'cause
a
you learn as
way.
you go.
But my thing is, people want to say, no, there's no perfect way in parenting and all
It's
that kind of
not.
stuff, right? But there is do's and don'ts, and the problem is everybody's doing all the don'ts. There is do's and don'ts. Just the same
Most
way, there is a
definitely.
perfect way. You apply for this job, you got it. You be here every day at 8 a.m. You're going to do that because that's the perfect way of
Because you
keeping
don't
that
want
job.
your kids on
You
the
know what I'm
street.
saying?
You
You
know,
have a
and we talk
plant
about a
at home.
level-headed person, not a mental
Exactly.
person.
You got a plant at home.
But-
you
but
want one to
only
die, your ass gonna go
level-headed-
water it.
but
So
only
there's certain
level-headed
things
people,
to do.
not the only ones who having children.
Yeah,
Anybody
you're
who's
right.
having sex can have
Then
kids.
don't lay down and open your legs. If
It's
you
easier
stop
said
having
than
these
done.
kids.
Mental- So that's why I said for a moment, y'all, because at the end of the day, we clearly know that if you're not doing these things, it's a mental something is mentally
Something
going
wrong
on.
with you.
Something is wrong if you're going about things in that way.
So y'all feel
That's
like
why
her
I said
kids
take
should
that
be
off the
taken
table
away?
for a
Who?
second.
Do y'all feel like they should take the well, she only got one kid left, right? No, she has 2 kids left. She has 4 kids, right? This is the Greek town.
Mm-hmm.
She has 2 kids left. So
I
where
think
are those
anybody
2
who's
kids?
mentally unstable should not have
One is with
custody
the
of the children
grandma,
right now.
and then
Mhm.
the other one wasn't his son. I mean, child, right?
I believe
he
so.
had 3 kids by her. She had
Yes.
4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
2 of his kids passed away. So
Right.
the other mother got that. So I wonder who has the other baby.
Which baby?
The last one. That's not his.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
Like I feel like the system. Should
It's too
step
much
in
damage that can
because
be done when you mentally unstable. I don't think people who are mentally
It's definitely a
unstable
mental
should
because I
have
don't even know how you grieve.
custody of their children. I
I
don't.
understand we all grieve differently, but I'm me. I don't give care of a mental person. She probably on drugs or something. I'm sorry to say that.
The
I'm
mental
sorry,
people
but I
act.
don't
They act
know.
like that.
They
It's-
said
it's,
that
it's
she
really
was
that.
on pills.
I
But
did hear
these
that.
are
I
all
heard that. I heard that.
speculations. These are all the main thing is everybody don't think the same.
I
That-
get it.
That's the main thing. Like some people really think
That's
they're
first.
doing
Yep.
their best
Yep.
and they're doing nothing at all.
And they really
And they
feel
really
they doing their
feel
best.
like
That's
they're
the crazy
doing their
part.
best and they're doing absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Some people look at us
Absolutely
and feel like
nothing.
we doing way too
Too
much.
much.
If
Yep.
I
Yeah.
sat here and explain everything that I do for my kids from the
Mhm.
time I
You
wake
got them
up in the morning,
spoiled.
Yep.
exactly, that's what people gonna say.
They gonna
So,
think yeah.
It's not the same.
No.
And it's just the bottom line.
That's what
It's
it
not
is.
the same. And the same with fathers. But relationships, no matter what, is built. You have to build a relationship. No matter if you the mama, the daddy, the grandma, the uncle. If the relationship not built, the
Not gonna be-
title
yeah.
don't
It
matter
don't
at
matter
all.
at all.
Yeah.
So-
So just because you call yourself a daddy, just because you call yourself a mama, a grandma, auntie, if there's no relationship, that title means nothing.
It means nothing.
And
It means
that's
nothing.
a relationship in anything. You have to build it.
You have to build it.
I agree.
So
So we were talking about when you said how did nobody else know what was going on with these children?
That's what I want.
For
to know,
example, with the
nobody.
women, I mean, for the 3 children that was in that house for all those years, no one thought about those kids.
Nobody,
And then
not
someone
a
on the
grandma,
news mentioned
a
that
auntie,
somebody on the news was saying because they live next door and never even heard, saw, or anything,
because
right?
they haven't been outside.
Right. So what she said was, you know, in today's time and right now, everybody's just doing their own thing.
everybody
is just
living
taking care of
their
their own
life.
selves.
Yes.
Nobody's really checking for the next person. And it didn't used to be that way.
And I'm kind of nosy
but
around
see,
my
this the
street.
thing
I'm like,
though.
dang,
People,
My
we all
it can happen around
think
my block
one
and I
way,
would
though.
not know.
I
That's
wouldn't know
crazy.
either.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't
not
know.
around the block.
I literally go
like,
in my house and out of it. That's the end of it. I
trying to
don't
mind your
look it. I
business.
do.
Just
And
mind
I've
your
been that way
business.
forever.
But with
But it's
that,
sad.
I'm gonna use myself as an example.
There's no more
right?
nosy Nancy's. We need
So
some
say
nosy
you
Nancy's.
move out of state. You move out of state, right? You go to a whole nother place. Nobody knows you, right? So you don't get visitors. Grandparents don't come. Uncles don't come. Aunties don't come because you live in another state, right? This could be that situation. But everybody go jumping to conclusions. I saw people find this lady grandfather, her dad, the kid's grandfather.
What, he a pastor or something?
Plaster his picture all over the internet and call him a deadbeat. How?
That's not his kids.
That is not his responsibility.
Well,
you cannot.
Well, I feel differently about that. I don't think I wouldn't say
So you don't
deadbeat
think
and all that,
none
but
of the family, like, you're not close to, like, not just saying
I
us,
just
not
said,
saying us.
I just said if
We're
you out of
definitely-
state or anything.
no.
How
But
do
I'm
you
talking
know?
about for them in general.
Right.
Y'all live here in the state of Michigan. He lives here. She lives here.
Do y'all
You
know
ain't
how
seen
many
your
people,
grandkids in 4 years?
Do y'all know how many people don't talk to?
They don't. I know.
Exactly.
But it's still a problem
Yes,
though.
to they kids.
But it's still a problem though.
It is, but it happens.
Right,
So
true.
we
It
act
happens. That don't
okay,
make it not a
though. How is
problem.
that
But we
It's not
acting
okay.
like it's not normal.
No, it can be
it's
normal,
definitely
but
normal.
it's
It's
still a
most
problem.
definitely what's going on. So say her and her dad fell out years ago. Maybe
They
she
haven't.
haven't talked to her dad in 10 years.
Girl, they've been
Maybe
posting
he
all
didn't
kind of
even know
conversations
that
between them two.
Ooh,
Between the daddy and her. They was posting all kind of stuff and him posting her on her birthday. See you later.
Okay.
Happy birthday. All that kind of stuff.
so
What a babies. I'm sorry. My mama
okay.
ain't going no 4 years without seeing my
That's what I was
grandkids.
just about to say.
My
Not
grandkids.
even, yeah.
but that's the
But I
thing.
know it happens.
It's so
My
many
point
people
is-
who don't.
No,
But
my
it-
point
but it's
is
not
yes,
an
it's the
excuse
new
for them.
norm.
They should feel
It's not an
bad.
excuse. They
That's
should.
bad as hell.
I'm
They
not,
should. You
don't
know,
get me
you
wrong.
should.
That's
They
not
most
right.
definitely
Yes.
should feel bad. But what we saying is it's not their responsibility.
It's not. I
What
agree.
people need to realize is the bottom line is when you lay down to have kids, it's you and that man responsibility. That's it. Your mama,
See,
your daddy,
listen.
your auntie, your uncle don't owe
Very
them
tr-
nothing.
no, hell
Well,
no.
a real woman not gonna let that responsibility go on to their parent anyway. You didn't have them. I had them.
True.
So you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
So
See,
how
that's
are
what-
we fighting?
See, this is the problem right here. Everybody, this is why we're in the space we in now. Everybody is so about being about themselves. This is why family don't exist anymore.
Yep.
There's no more grandmamas. There's no
The
more
pride,
granddaddies.
like you
It's too
said.
much pride in the black
pride. You don't wanna
household.
ask for
Nobody
help.
wants to ask for help. Nobody wants to share. Nobody wants to hang out with each other. It's too much drama. It's too much everything. And then you get to shit like this where you got kids living in the house by themselves for 4 straight years and nobody knows about it. Why? Auntie ain't checking on you. Uncle ain't checking on you. Nobody's checking on them because this is the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody
You
want to
ain't close
be
with
for
nobody
itself.
else.
And it is a responsibility.
Nobody.
It takes a village to raise
It does.
children.
It does.
And the quicker we're the only community that don't live by that shit.
does.
You know what I'm saying? We got all these other races that live by it. You got white people got their kids living with them, so they damn near 40 and getting ready to get married.
They do.
Why? Them motherfuckers got a 700 credit score. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? Because they help
Teach
build
them
that shit.
responsibility.
You know what I'm saying? But we're not building that. We too prideful. I don't want to be around you. She too fake. This is this. Too much drama over here. This one got on my nerves. And now you got a house full of kids right now that hasn't seen a granddaddy or nobody. It is not the grandparents' responsibility. But if y'all want to claim it takes a village, it's your responsibility. I'm not saying you got to clothe them, cook for them, do all these things, but it's your
you gonna
responsibility
ask
to
them, "Where my
love and care
granddaddy
for
at?"
them. You get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? You should be
But
checking
they
on
not
these kids.
around.
And that's a big problem.
not
That does
around.
just because they're not doing it, that don't mean it's not right. It is wrong. The way we are doing things right now is wrong.
It
This
is.
is why
I agree.
everybody want to wait until I'm
The
dead and
last
gone.
minute,
And now
yeah.
y'all at my funeral showing up
Yeah.
as a family. It was never that before.
Mhm.
People need to figure out a way to get back together and get their pride aside and become a family again. And I'm probably being victim to it too, because I say to myself,
And that's
me and
where
my
it come
kids in
back
our
down
house
to
is
that
just
mental.
us.
If you ain't like we so now that we done got older, we're at an age where we don't want to deal with nothing that's
I,
stressing
Yep.
us
I mean,
out.
that's
You
what I
know,
was about to
and
say.
that's
Awareness
and
too.
we
You
don't
got to
want to
think
deal
about
with
a
it.
lot of people have a lot of
Yeah.
trauma on them.
Yeah.
A
That
lot
part.
of families bury a lot of things. A lot of things that went on in people's families that they not tolerating. Because it's a
Yeah,
lot of things
that's the
that went
main
on in
thing,
mine
too.
that
Yep.
I'm not tolerating.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that I'm not subjecting my kids to that other people subject their kids to.
That's how it
So
started.
that's the reason why everybody is separated.
That's how it started.
Because you tolerate for all of the
And
kids
my
to go
kids ain't
upstairs
going like
and
that,
close the
right.
door.
Right.
And I say all the kids got to be right here. You don't want nobody telling your kids what to do.
Yeah.
I want somebody telling my kids
Yeah,
what to do.
I don't
So
mind it.
That's
therefore,
why it started.
that's
That's how it
why
started.
everybody is separated, because there's no grandma again to make everything be under one umbrella. The
Mhm.
rules at grandma house is the rules for all of the grandkids. It's not
But
that
that's
no
the
more.
thing now.
Now it's your rules at your house, your rules at your
Yeah.
house, your rules at your house. Ain't no grandma house to go to.
And when we were
barely.
younger, we wasn't taught up like that. You
Exactly.
went over auntie and grandma's house.
Everybody did the
Everybody had to
same.
follow those same
It's not
rules.
that.
I
It's
agree.
not like
It's
that
not
no
like
more.
that. But
It's
that's
not.
because
That's
these
the
new age
reason
But that's how it
parents,
started.
you can't tell nobody kids nothing. Now they want to fight you and cuss you out and talk to you. But I'm just telling your kid what not to do.
Mhm. See, I'm not saying
I
that's
agree.
exactly what's happening, but
The
it's still a
black
problem.
community
It's
hid
a
a lot of
problem.
stuff.
It's a
though.
problem.
That's the problem.
And then we're all
Our
healing on our
generation-
own.
No, our generation is the generation of reveal.
Yep.
We
It is.
see
That's what-
a
that's what
lot
I
of
said, we're
things
healing on
that
our
been
own.
hidden, all of everything. I see so much stuff that I never would have imagined.
Yep.
So now that we seeing these things, we are the ones that's aware. We're not letting people walk all over us.
We're not.
Our
we're not.
grandparents, our great grandparents, all that, they let
Yep.
people walk all over them.
That's
so
how-
therefore, the family would be Uncle Bob just bust Auntie Tammy in the nose, and then everybody still come together. If that happened now, ain't nobody going
doing
around
it.
him
Yep,
no more.
you're
So
right.
that's why the families is separated.
So
This uncle was a rapist, but everybody still let him come
Yeah.
around. We not doing
not.
that
No.
no more. So that's the reasons why the family separated.
we got boundaries now.
Exactly.
That
We got
part.
boundaries.
It's not
We
gonna
don't
be the
And I say
same.
all the time,
It's
we're the first
not.
generation that is trying to heal. We the
We
first
trying to-
generation
and
that
we
is.
are.
We're trying to
about
heal
healing.
so much that we don't even want to. We,
We
don't
don't
even
wanna
want nobody
heal.
else's problem.
We don't
We
want
heal.
nobody else.
We're healing, but
we're
we
not
not
healing
We're not
with
healing
you.
like yes.
Yes.
We're healing on our own.
Yes.
But
and
you
all the
have to
time.
heal
Yeah.
on your own.
Yes.
You have to heal on your
But
own.
healing,
and all I'm
facing that
saying-
healing, it's stressful.
See, in
If you're really facing them
situations by
triggers,
situation, every
yeah,
situation is
it's
totally different.
Yeah.
But
It
what I'm
is.
saying is not the majority, because the majority it is all of us, speaking up, healing, and the older generation don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
So
I agree. She said she
situation
healing
is
on her
by-
own. Healing
yeah.
on your own is very. It's
it's
tough.
necessary.
It's tough though. But
It
if you're trying to
is.
heal, and
But if you got a
somebody
village-
called you and I got to stop what I'm doing. I got to
It's
get better
no-
at that.
But when
It's
you
no
love a
village,
village, though,
though.
it's none. I don't. We
But
don't have those
People
numbers.
have a
But when you love
village.
it, because we don't have it, so we don't even know what we're missing.
But again, it's not one too, because the person that when I sit back and think about my grandma, I literally get sick to my stomach. When I think about all of everybody problems that she endured, why I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with every single person problem.
no,
I agree with
So
that.
Nobody should do that.
So
That-
that's
no.
the
That's why I don't
difference
try to put
now,
all
though.
the barrier on my mother.
That-
I had these kids. I'm
Yes.
not about to put all my problems
Everybody-
on
See,
my
but
mom.
but everybody
everything
see
on the
that's our
grandma.
problem too. We're thinking about it in the wrong way. A village does not mean I'm not
Not
your
saying
crutch.
that's the only wrong. The
But
only
I'm not
thing,
your
But
crutch.
that's
No.
the way we did
But that's
it.
what
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what people mess it up at.
Yeah.
That's our problem.
hindering.
We
Yeah,
looking for that crutch. That's the
Yeah.
problem now. That's the reason why nobody don't want to let the little cousin come live over here with me. You know why? Because you ain't gonna never leave. You ain't gonna go get no job
It's
for
not
real.
that you.
I'm
even
just
gonna
saying
never leave.
nobody-
It's a pattern. When it's
That
the
too,
same
but that's what I'm
people
saying.
But
doing
you
Y'all
gotta
the
do
same
better.
thing.
If I see you not trying to do better, and I'm
What I'm
taking
supposed
you
to
in,
do.
it's what I'm supposed to do. You're
But
right.
that's,
What I'm
that's why I
supposed to
said
do.
that's the problem. A lot of them are users.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree.
That's why I say it's still a problem. But outside of that being a problem, and let's just say your nephew, your cousin, they really want to get their shit together and need your help. They come stay in your basement for you get them 6 months, and they did what they supposed to do, and they got the hell out of there. That's what it's supposed to be. That's how it
I-
should.
I
be.
I'm saying we should be.
But we
a
don't
good-
do that
we
because
don't.
people use each other, and then
When
they
we have these
it's a
kids,
mess.
you want them to look up to you as like, hey, my mama. Like we used to think. I used to think my mama had it together.
People need
Not
people.
even
People gotta
knowing
stop
how
acting
much
like people
these
don't need
bills
people.
was.
I'm
What
that
I
person,
just
but
said.
No, not
A re-
knowing how, but you want your kids
Okay.
to believe that too. You don't want to
The
put that stress
comment.
on your kids.
No.
You're taking care of your kids.
yeah.
So they're looking up to you like my mama had it together. We stayed in a steady. That was my goal as a mother. they're going to have a steady household. We're not about to be house.
No.
You're not about to be
Mhm.
staying with nobody.
Yeah,
You're going to
never.
learn that you got to pay these bills if you want to stay in this house.
Most definitely.
So we're not, that's something that we have to pass down to our children. If you don't want to keep, like you said, the mother was in the car with her. The mother was showing her that just because my mama was doing that, don't mean I'm about to follow her.
But a lot of people do. You have half who go
Mhm.
do the same exact thing that they don't want to do. You got all these people who I don't want to be like my mama, I don't want to be like my
Yeah.
daddy, but they just like them. And then you got the other people who try their hardest to be the best
The
that they
best,
can
yeah.
be, so they won't be like their
Yeah.
parent. They won't have their kids feel what they feel. So it go both ways. But again, just like Sean just said, relationships. When you have a relationship, you will have that relationship where just because my mama might said don't tell you, I might know how to tell you in my own little way,
Yeah.
because you got that relationship. So if a mother and father got that relationship with that kid, I don't need you to speak. Like he said, I'ma just know what's going on.
Like I said.
But it's not relationships. Everybody is moving off of
So
just however I feel.
yeah.
They own
I said
personal
what
feelings.
I said.
They not
Yeah.
moving off of what's best for the children.
Children.
Because if you moving off what's best for the children, then
You
ain't
go-
as a
you
mother
ain't thinking about you at all.
But as a mother, I'm never putting my kids in that predicament to be in a car.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm
That's
not
all
doing
I'm
it.
saying.
So that's why I put all the blame back on the mama, because at the end of the day, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. We can
You had that
all
baby
keep
for yourself.
saying
You
that
laid down there.
what it's
yeah.
supposed to be. We know it's supposed to be 50-50. We know that the daddies should be doing this, they should be doing that.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what school they kids go to. They don't know their kid teacher name. They don't know where their kids sleeping at tomorrow. They don't know where they sleeping at tonight. So as a mother,
Especially in a
because the
new
daddy
relationship.
moving like that, you gonna move like that? No,
No.
you not.
No.
no, I 100%
So-
agree with that. I just feel like
We
in,
get
in
the blame.
today's time now, we do.
We do.
And in today's
but
time now, it's a lot more
as
deadbeat
a
mamas than
mother,
there is
you
daddies.
have to. Huh?
And I mean, in today's time now, I've grown and I've seen that it's a lot of just as bad as deadbeat mamas. As
Our
there is
priorities
daddies.
are messed
Yes.
up. Priorities are
So
messed up.
I
these
just feel like
days.
people need to stop looking at it as a mama thing and a daddy thing as versus a parent thing. We have these children. This is both our responsibilities. I wholeheartedly understand that 9 times out of 10, what is going to happen? It's going to fall on the mama. I
It's
get
gonna
it.
fall
gonna-
on
9
the-
times out of 10, I
It's not
understand that.
fair, but
I
it
understand
will.
that.
not,
I
but
just
it
don't
is
like
what
putting
it
it out
is,
there.
yeah.
It is what it definitely it is. I just don't like the
Even if
narrative
both
of
parents in the
making it feel
house,
like
though.
think.
9
This is
times
why-
out of 10, mama gonna hold things down in a different type of
That's
way.
just how we
Fact.
always
That's
been.
what we are.
We're nurturing.
It-
We
it's just
get-
what it
it's
is.
what-
It's our
that's how we
nature.
are.
So
It's in our-
and some mothers don't have it. That's just
They
the
don't.
bottom line.
And
Some
stop-
of them don't have
They
it.
don't.
And that's when the social media comes in, because y'all looking at everybody else's life. That don't work for you, baby. Do what works for you and gonna keep them kids
But
happy.
the main thing is stop looking at social media
that part.
thinking because you see somebody post a
Yes.
picture on there, or you think they take care of their kids on social media. Them half the ones that's not taking care
I
of their
agree.
kids. For
I
real.
agree.
At all.
Just because you see somebody posting a picture, just because you see somebody kid with a luggage every now and then, don't mean they take care of their kids. Are they really doing the main things that they kids need? Are they really handling their business how they supposed to?
And I want to
Because she said her kids had all devices when
See,
they shouldn't have
that's
had no
right.
damn
I was thinking
devices
about that too.
when you living in a car. But
But you know they get through.
again,
It is free phones and stuff out here more available.
that ain't my first
That
thought.
ain't my
that's
first-
not,
yeah, it's not
my
that
first
shouldn't
thought.
be your
And then-
it's
not even in my
to even
head.
speak on.
Where you get money for to keep gas in this car to keep driving? Like, how is this car still running?
People
Like,
get cash assist. That's
you're
another
right,
thing I
but
want
why
to
would
touch
you
on
get cash
too.
assistance? How would they keep giving her cash assistance?
They do.
Why
she don't got a
keep
house.
having a baby?
They do.
Y'all
I agree.
keep trying to say the
No, we said that.
Stop having babies.
I
That's the
agree.
main and I got
But they're
5.
not.
So
They're
I'm not the one to be telling people, but don't have babies that you cannot take care of. You can't be sitting up here talking about you pregnant and you need a handout. You can't be sitting up here talking about you pregnant and you saying the people you called didn't give you a place to
Right.
stay.
And you
for
ain't
your
got a
kids.
babysitter.
They're
So
not
question.
the ones who laid up and had these kids.
True. Question. I mean, not question. Statement. I want to just also mention too, because I don't want to put the narrative out there is just because if you became homeless as a mom and X, Y, and Z,
Stuff
that
happens.
means shit
Things
happens.
happen.
It doesn't mean that you just some unfit mother
Right.
and
No.
you couldn't do
Sometimes
it.
you got to start
Life
over.
really happens for
And-
people.
And you
and
and
life
you
be
might
life.
need to
does.
go back
Yes.
home though.
True.
You
But
might
I
need
just
to
don't
go
want it
back
to feel
home.
like
You
just
might
And if
need
you
to
can't
go
go
with a
home,
friend.
find a friend. Right.
You might need to go
Yep.
with a friend. You might, but what I'm saying is you're not putting yourself in a predicament to where you have to go sleep in a
Yeah.
car
I'm
with
not.
your children.
I'm not.
You're not
So,
doing that.
well, okay, wait. So that's why I said I just want to make sure we understand that some things do happen to people outside their control a little bit. For example, I know someone who was homeless and had to go to shelters.
You
But
can go.
this
Nobody
person,
said a shelter. Go
no,
to
no,
a
this
shelter.
person
Go
went
to
to
the
a shelter.
hospital. Go
Wait,
to the
wait,
police station.
but you hold on. So this person had a vehicle as well and had to sleep in a car with their children. Everybody don't have family. You know what I'm saying?
Most
This
definitely
person has
don't.
no siblings, no none of that. Okay,
Okay.
and live in a whole different state. Everybody doesn't have family. This person
Mhm.
went to a shelter and it's full of bed bugs all over her kids.
Mm.
And there was men walking back and forth, standing over her, watching her. So I
Right.
can't sleep.
Yeah.
I got 3 daughters sitting right here, and these
Okay.
grown men standing over me. So
So
that
would y'all
position
call that
went
selfish?
into
Would
no,
y'all call
I
it
would
selfish
not.
from a
She's
parent
doing what she got to
instead of
do,
giving your
and I
kids
hope
up?
it ain't a
I'm
long
giving mine
term.
up. If I could give my kids to
Kira,
someone else, I'm
I
giving mine.
See,
up.
Everybody's
That's
not gonna feel
selfish.
that way as
I-
neither. Some
no,
people grew up
I'm
in the
giving my
system and was
babies
raped
to-
a lot of times. You get what I'm trying
I'm
to say?
giving them
You
to
got to
someone.
remember,
It's
everybody is
somebody.
not going
I'm giving
to.
them to somebody, just not saying a system.
No, I'm
If
just
I
trying
gotta
to.
do what I gotta do, I'm doing. And this is where it
True.
comes down
I
to a
just
lot
want
of
y'all to
people
understand that
when they be
everybody's
judging these
situation is
females,
not the
these strippers
same.
and stuff out there be stripping. They said I do, I gotta do for my family. I'm doing what I gotta do. Judge me
True.
all you
My
want.
thing is, me, I don't care if you got to go sleep at the 24-hour McDonald's tonight. If you got to go up and where it's so
But
many
my kids
things.
gonna have somewhere to be laid up.
It's
I'm
just,
not. I'm
it's
sorry.
dead winter time. First of all, maybe if it was summertime, maybe if it was 90 degrees outside, we can have the windows down.
I just
We in
think
the
it's
parking lot.
easier for us to
It
say
is.
what
It
we
is.
do
It
if we're not in that
is.
Most
position
definitely.
because I've seen
You
it.
know why?
Most
And I
Because
feel
don't let
bad.
myself get in that position.
Exactly, but
I'm
when
not.
what I'm saying is everybody's
not.
situation is totally different. I
It
cannot
is.
sit here and say that this person had someone to take her kids to. That's one. This person grew up in a foster care and was raped millions of times. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get
So
what
for
you're
me
saying.
to physically say because it's cold outside, here state, because I know what's going to happen
No,
to you.
not just 'cause
I'm not
it's
saying that. I'm not
cold
saying, but you got to
outside.
remember, people's mental is that. So her mental could also be, give me 24 hours. I'm gonna find something, but shit just
It
keeps
never
getting worse
happens.
and worse. It never
And
happens.
guess what?
For
If
them.
it ain't working in your favor, baby, you got to think about your kids.
If I can stay warm and if I can keep my kids warm,
No, I'm not keeping.
most people are gonna try to do that.
No.
No, I'm saying if I can be out here homeless, that's the first people thought. If somebody who's been to foster care after foster care and been through the worst of the worst shit, their first thought is not to give their child to them. Their first thought is let me. I'm gonna keep you, but I'm gonna bust my. I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna try to keep you warm.
I mean, that's
I'm gonna
what
try to
I'ma
keep you
do.
fed. That's the first thing most
Yeah.
people are going to do. They're not gonna just say because I'm homeless right now. I'm gonna give my kids to the system. A lot of people don't get their kids back after they get them in the
Exactly.
system.
And giving them, I don't know if y'all seen
And then
stories.
ain't no telling
about
what you
giving
giving them to.
certain
Not-
family members.
Not
They don't want to get the
They-
kids back.
I've
because-
seen that.
Girl.
No, that's you saying just because it's cold. That's somebody who all the way can't take care of their kids.
That's why I said for me
who
first,
gave
most
her
people
kids
are gonna
away.
go do the most.
But the main thing is for me, I feel like as a woman, why keep having baby after
yeah, see, that's
baby
a whole
after
nother mental
baby
situation.
when you know you can't
You
take
couldn't even
care
handle the
of them.
first one. Why would
that's-
you keep
that's
doing
my
Yeah,
that?
that's
thing.
a whole nother story.
It's
Wait,
just-
we forgot to talk about the one lady who
Left out of town and buried the son in the
Yeah.
backyard.
buried her 9-year-old son in the backyard and took the toddler with her and moved to
Now
Atlanta.
you can't tell me that ain't a no. That ain't
What-
neglect. That's
what is
mental.
that?
Something wrong with her. Like what? What did
What is that?
and lived normal.
you? No,
lived
and not
normal.
even only that
Moved
one.
on.
Okay, so is it something really wrong with her?
Yes.
Hell yeah, gotta be. Something
The
wrong with
other
people.
girl that
I'm
whooped
sorry.
her son so bad with a stitching cord or something like that, and he was begging for his life, and she done not killed him unconsciously. I don't know if y'all heard about that one.
No.
And called the police, and they said, "What did she do?" And she told about she didn't know. How you didn't know? This little boy was begging for his life, and he died. Now that's a mental illness.
Are they being drove mental?
It's something in the water.
Let me tell you something.
Something
I
ain't
can be
right.
drove.
You can be drove mentally unstable.
You
like,
could be smoking and be laced. It's a
you-
lot of
I
shit that
mean,
can happen to
it's a-
people.
I mean, it feel like something is pushing all these women over the edge. Is
That
it because
part.
they're not getting the
that part. How you gonna be broke
And
and horny?
I
There's no way.
swear.
How do you lay up with somebody broke? Like that's why I
can't do it.
But that's what they doing.
If I know I'm
What?
broke and I'm messing with a
Y'all
broke
didn't
man,
see the two
Man,
homeless
I
people.
Get your ass out of his house.
Y'all
I don't
didn't
wanna
see
talk
the
to
two
you.
homeless people having sex outside.
Yes.
yes, they do. They do.
I mean, I get it. People get
In
horny.
broad
I
daylight.
just,
But they
I
ain't
ain't
pregnant.
wired that way.
They ain't-
No, it'd be a
they
pregnant.
got enough
It'd be a bunch
sense.
of pregnant
Yeah,
crackheads.
you do.
Listen,
But that's not good, y'all.
I don't
It's
know.
not.
That's
You be
where
sucking a break
that's what
'cause
I
I
mean
wouldn't be
about
able
the
to even
system.
be.
That's
That's how
where
you know
the
you ain't-
system
you-
should come in and have something in place.
Yeah.
This is why they're
Not
gonna start
the
taking people
fact
rights.
of
Y'all fucking
oh,
up.
you just put them on child support. He get the kids every weekend and
Right.
give y'all $50 and we take the rest. That's not the
No.
answer.
That's not. And
That's
just
not the
and
answer
ladies,
at
just because you
all.
put them on child support, don't mean he gonna stay. You know, half of these guys, when you put them on child support, they don't want nothing to do with the kid after that.
This
They
is
feel
why you
like
should-
that is it, and that's why
Mental
you should know who
evaluation
you
before
having
having
a
kids with
kid
anybody.
by.
I need to know.
Now I do
Yep.
understand some mothers move off emotions. They're mad that they ain't together, and you want to put the child on child support. But for me, like that's ignorant. Not saying that is right too on the father's side, a trying father. Because it really is some good fathers
I
out
still
here.
can't
It
get you there
don't-
because I
I-
gave up my
okay,
money. I'm
I'ma
not
gi- I'ma-
doing that.
I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of my personal. I'm gonna give it to y'all a little sample of my personal, and the reason why I'm gonna say a little sample because it's not a whole lot. I mean, it's too much to go into.
Yeah.
My own dad been locked up since I was 4 years old. My dad has been my Superman my whole life. It's not a person I put above my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy is everything that I feel like a daddy could be. I just don't have him physical.
Yep.
He don't miss a birthday, a Christmas, a Valentine's, my kid's birthday, a birth, a nothing. He
Mhm.
calls me more than probably people daddies that's walking on the street.
Mhm.
That's what I mean by it's not the physical.
It's
He
not.
make me
Okay, I
feel
get what you're
beautiful.
saying.
He let me know he loved me from 4. I'm about to be 40. He's never lacked. He's never missed. He's never missed not one special moment. He just couldn't physically
be
be there.
But he's
Exactly.
trying.
He's
but-
there, but he's doing
but for
everything
me,
He's
else.
doing everything else.
He's
for
been the
you.
best father
Yeah.
ever.
Exactly.
I don't know nothing no better.
I agree.
But
though.
he's doing
how
everything else.
Everything. So
As
I
he sh-
can't
yeah.
always agree
But
with
that's
the
not
physical.
their case, though.
It's not their
that's your
case.
case.
But what I'm saying is, it's the relationship.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
agree.
effort
It's the effort.
that he
That's
gives.
why I said
It's
if
the way
homeboy
that
was
he
calling,
makes me
yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
So
The
therefore,
relationship, like you said.
when a
Exactly.
relationship is built, it's not a person in this world that can. I don't care what you say. You can't tell
Exactly.
me nothing about my daddy.
Exactly.
I don't
And
care
I
if
bet
he-
he'll be able to say
Yeah.
something wrong with you when he's just talking to you.
I
That's
bet you
why
he
I
know when I'm
said-
sick.
Exactly.
I bet you he can tell when I'm
See, that's
sick.
what I
Exactly.
was saying earlier about.
I bet you he can tell when
That's
I'm
why I
down.
said,
don't know.
how he not know those things? You
I'm
got
just
to
saying.
You ain't always got to be in
But
there.
it's the relationship.
People do it from long
It wasn't
distance.
the case.
His daddies live across this state, all the way from that state.
So
You
that's
can do
why I
it.
be like, if you want to be a father,
You would be a father.
you can be a father. If you want to be a daddy, you can be a daddy. It's nothing. Only thing keeping my daddy from being a daddy is them bars.
That's it.
That's it. It's nothing else. It's nothing that can stop him. It's nothing. So I don't have no sympathy for people when it comes to parenting,
I agree.
because the
neither.
way my father moved my
Yeah.
whole life, being incarcerated and not missing a beat. When I say a beat, like if you know me for real, they know. Okay, my daddy gonna send flowers, gonna buy everything, wedding dress. I'm talking about. It's nothing that he missed. He just can't physically be there, but he's gonna make it happen. He's gonna figure out a way. But not just me, all of my siblings as well. So it's like, how as a parent do you come up with an excuse? There's no excuse
None.
when
So
you
she
a
said what you were
parent.
saying earlier.
But
Yep.
the thing about it is, we have excuses. They have excuses. We can't do this. We can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. It's no excuse when it comes to being a parent. But
At all.
but 90% of them, like I said in the beginning, that's how they operate.
Yeah.
That's why I don't coddle that.
Yeah.
That's how they operate.
Yeah.
And it's sad. But maybe this is a wake-up call for all the men out here to take charge and start being more aware of what's going on with your kids.
And these
Get
mothers
Get involved. The mothers, hell,
If you
they supposed to be in the house
get
with them.
help, right?
But if they
yeah.
not,
I mean, it's hard to have a two house.
the bottom line
family
is
these
put
days.
your
It's-
kids first. If you put your kid first, nothing gonna
Nothing.
stop you.
I agree.
Nothing.
I agree.
On both
I just
ends.
gave y'all
Somebody
the-
got to be
a
overly
perfect
doing
example.
it.
Nothing
Somebody
goes-
gotta be.
Somebody got to be doing it.
Most
Like,
definitely.
If
that's
one
great.
lacking, somebody can't slack. Somebody got to be
why
doing
y'all
it.
watching me slack and no, I ain't getting together. I know you slacking. I don't want you. No, I gotta get it together.
Yeah.
I mean, but even the woman.
I mean, as
right?
a mama, I'm
So-
sorry if
so
the man's
wait.
slacking, I'm not slacking
That's
at
what
it.
I'm
Let's
saying,
jump
at
to
all.
his
He-
woman.
They
right
they
quick.
found out
Go
later
ahead.
that he sucked.
Let's
Yeah.
jump to his
But
woman right quick.
I'm not slacking.
Before we end it, let's jump to the woman right quick. What do y'all think about that? Because the internet went and found her pictures, found where she worked at, bashed her, all of that, the baby daddy's girlfriend.
Y'all knew that was gonna happen.
But
though.
is she responsible?
No.
Why is she involved?
So I
Who, the
think
baby mama?
no, the boy, the
Oh,
dude's girlfriend or
Oh,
whoever
yes.
she is.
I don't think she's responsible.
No,
at
I
all.
don't think
No.
responsible. But I do feel like
I feel like it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
I'm
can't
a-
talk to
yeah.
nobody that don't do what he's supposed to do for their
what
children.
So you wasn't here last week. That's what I said. Remember, I said it's so many women who lay up with men
Yep.
who know that they're not taking care of their kids.
They don't
It's
care.
so many
It's a
men
pride
That's
thing.
who
disgusting.
lay
It's a
up with
pride
women
thing. They say, I
who
got
know
the
that
man.
they not taking care of their
It's
kids.
disgusting.
It's so many men who go into houses just like that woman house that had those kids left in there and screw her right in that nasty
'Cause that's
filthy
all they
house
want.
Uh-huh.
That's all they
because
want.
they don't
They don't care.
So where do that leave the children? Where do that leave the
Unprotected.
kids?
These children are not protected. Nobody's protecting
not.
these children, and that's the problem.
Because the
Nobody.
kids are born here. I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna just say not wanted, but that is majority of the case because it's like this wasn't the plan. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her.
I mean, we
I
all
don't
have a
want him.
plan, but it just don't work out that way.
It don't. But just because it didn't work out
Don't
that
mean-
way,
yeah.
don't mean we
Man,
get to
I'm
just throw it away
Ma'am,
and say this
plan
ain't
A
what
is
we
right.
doing.
No.
You
Right.
gotta come to plan B now,
Thank
That
you.
and we
part.
might have to come
Listen,
back to
Plan B
plan
don't
A.
work.
Plan
Go to
and you got
C.
C.
You gotta
Yeah.
keep
Listen,
going.
plan
Yeah.
A don't work. There's
But
27 other
kids
letters
is
in the
not
alphabet.
plans. It's just what's best.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, they should be what's first.
That's
Just the
that
bottom
part.
line.
And like I said, it all still comes down to everybody does not deserve to be a parent.
They do not.
I really wish it was a way to lock this shit down where you could not have children if
Yep,
you are
I
not
agree.
mentally capable of handling and doing so. And it's not always just about these big things that we see with the
And
the
put your
the
pride
neglect
aside.
and
Put
it's
your
not
pride
always what we
aside.
see on the news when you
It's
see a
deeper.
kid. It's so much other. It's a lot of small things that go unnoticed that shows that people are not capable of being parents. You know what I'm saying? You got parents that just live with their children. Nobody's
So-
helping with schoolwork.
At
You know what
all.
I'm saying? Nobody's even taking these kids to their doctor's appointments.
No.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of neglect.
Shoot,
and a lot
grown
of
people don't
things.
even go
There's
to the
no
doctor.
your kids ain't never seen an extracurricular activity. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that is being missed as parents. There's emotional abuse. There's not. This got people that don't even date their kids but once a week. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. And you got men and women putting other people in front of their kids. You got women putting men before their children,
Mhm.
and the other way around.
But
so
you know,
it's a
some
lot.
mans feel like that. Some mans feel like that.
What?
Would you put your kids before me? Have y'all ever heard of it? I heard so many guys say that.
That's not a man. That's a retard.
Thank you. But we're gonna leave that one alone. That's the next
It's
conversation.
it's just so much. It's so much underlining to becoming a bad parent before it gets that bad. Like I said, all those things I just mentioned. It's a lot of things that goes into play of being a bad parent. Hell, women. It's so many women out here claiming they need 1,000 breaks. So many women that need self-care breaks. I understand we all need this,
We do.
but you
But
reevaluate your situation if you can't be a
still
full-time
gotta
full-time
be a
bottom
parent.
line
mom.
is
Still
what
gotta
you
be a
said.
parent.
They
These
not
do not-
equipped to be.
are not
First
equipped to
off,
be parents.
parenting is hard. That's the
It
first thing
is.
people need to realize. It's a hard job. It's not just Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It's 365 days a year. It's every
never
single
stops.
day. It never stops. It's sick, hungry.
Never.
They got to eat first. It don't stop. And what people fail to realize is a lot of people ain't made it to when you have young adults. It get worse and worse. And this is why we in this predicament that we in, because once they kids get to a certain age,
And
18,
that's when
they
mental
toss them
mess up.
away,
And that's when
and
they
they
mental
feel
mess
like
up.
they don't need to be there anymore.
And that's our community.
That's the way we was raised.
Yeah, that's our community.
That's all we know.
Mhm.
We don't
But,
know anything else.
We do.
We do.
We are the first generation making these
we
changes.
are
'Cause
making
my
the
babies ain't gotta go
changes.
nowhere.
But
That part.
our generation, our grandparents and all of them, they may have kept their older children there, but they didn't require anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
It's
times changed.
true,
Times changed.
and it's time to.
How can we elevate it? Like, how can we fix it to make it better? Like, what can we do?
I still feel like there should be more nosy Nancy's out there because I'm sorry, you should. It's sad that these children were able to live in that house for 4 straight years and not a soul knew it. It's very sad, and it does fall on the parents alone.
I just feel-
Understood,
So do y'all
but
feel
so
like
many
one of
people
them
failed
parents
them
should have got
people.
in trouble? Because
No, everybody
no one was
was
at fault.
incarcerated.
trouble.
No one was in fault.
No,
I'm talking about
she
the
definitely
casino
should.
one.
Oh no,
No
I don't.
one was at fault. No one got in trouble for it. Like no.
I still feel like that
I
should
feel
be
like
more
that's neglect.
investigated. I feel like that should be
that's
investigated. It's
I feel like
neglect.
that's
It's
neglect. As
neglect
well.
to me,
Like it was
but
nobody in
I
fault.
can't
Everybody
say.
still out celebrating living their life while these 2 kids lost their life.
Mhm.
Everybody
Not
else in jail
saying
for
that
smaller
they-
things. So yeah, sorry.
I
It's
don't
neglect,
know.
right?
It's
Y'all,
it's a broad
y'all want to say
umbrella.
y'all? I don't like when y'all we want to put the law on this and put the law on that and take it
Yeah.
off of this, take it off of that. No, it should be across the board.
Because y'all about to convict the other mother that left the kids in there for years. If she get convicted, she get life. So why she ain't her kids didn't die?
Because
But-
with hers, they're calling it like an innocent mistake.
Mhm.
If she really was in a car with her children, if she had the
Was
car running,
trying.
if she
Mhm.
fell asleep in there with them and ran out of gas,
accident.
that's not a crime
Okay.
because she was still with them. She was present. It's like a freak accident.
Okay.
Totally
So,
different. Because homegirl who
it's-
let them kids in that house got
She
to
just
go,
left them
Yeah,
singing.
She gotta
it's-
go.
It's totally two
She has to
different
go.
things.
And
but
so many people failed them kids. The
all of
school
these
system.
kids, though.
The system,
Everybody
the
failed
family,
them.
I'm just sorry.
Because why these kids ain't in
Yeah.
school? But I guarantee you, if Becky would have missed school 2 days of the week, the school would have been calling. It's our community
It's
that's getting.
our
It's our community that's
yeah.
getting
my
slipped through the
agree.
my
cracks.
kids' school called me every day.
Mine
if
too.
Kyrie missed 2
You know
days,
why?
of
'Cause
school,
they in that
they're
type of
going to be
school.
having
One
a trial
Because they in
the
that type of
officer
school.
Yeah.
You
because
see what
of
I'm
the
saying?
school they go to.
And you
Yeah.
get ticketed.
But
Girl.
I'm gonna tell you before we go off, when the parents do that to us, though, they get cussed out.
Yeah.
They get cussed out.
Yeah.
Why you keep calling my phone? Blah 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 blah. blah.
That's sad.
It's the
Yeah.
way we operate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the way we operate. So we can't fault nobody but ourselves.
No,
I
but our
just thank
community
God
does
that-
need,
yeah.
you know,
A lot of work.
a lot of
Yes,
work, and
yes.
especially now this little young lady who is missing. Last story short, this little young girl who's missing right now, out in Taylor, she was at this bus stop waiting for her bus to pick her up, and it was other kids out there. A black van just pulled up and threw her in the
What? I
van.
didn't even hear
Oh,
about
y'all not?
that.
Oh, baby, this is
No.
sad right now. Please look at it. It's happening right now.
See what
This
I'm
little girl.
saying?
This only been a couple days. On Valentine's Day, headed to school. A black van pulled up in front of her bus stop. They threw her in her van, took her. The kids did report it, but the police did nothing about it because they said she's 17. They don't really know if she did a runaway. If you have witnesses telling you that they just threw this girl in the van, why is not all over the TV right now? Then whoever has her right now is texting her mother's phone off those text now numbers, sending them her videos of them holding guns, saying you never getting your daughter back.
What?
Where y'all been?
That
This
seems
is
like
happening
something
right
going- that
this very,
seem like
and it just hit the
something-
news last night.
See, I've been
That
I-
seems like
last
since
night I was
Valentine's
asleep
Day.
real
That seem
early.
like
I
something going
worked
on
all
with
day
that.
today.
Yeah,
I
Ain't
I
that
didn't see
crazy?
one. You gotta send that to us.
Ain't that
So we
crazy?
gotta get
But yeah,
that
we
out
got
here.
to go. But thanks y'all for tuning in. You, I just send prayers over people who are going through those situations, who has to, who's experienced homelessness and whatever they're going through, where they're not able to care for their children. I
Reach
pray for
out.
you, and I hope that you have a family who can help you build that support system, even if they can't do the most. I hope you have somebody that you can reach out to, and I hope the state is doing much better when it comes down to these situations.
Yes.
And for all the ones that's like us who never had to do it, I pray that we never have to ever experience anything,
Never.
nothing like that in general. But
'Cause I'm dropping my babies off at y'all house. I'm letting y'all know right now.
I'm for sure. Here,
Let
go to G's
y'all
house. She got a big
husband
house,
know.
y'all. Go to G.
You can take the little baby G. Look.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Long
We'll
as they
see
don't
y'all
wear
next
diapers,
week.
they can come.
All right. we
Kira
see
bring
y'all
in some
next
heat next week.
Wednesday.
I don't know what she's talking about next week. We just don't care.
Oh, dang.
I'll put that out there for everybody to know.
The thing about it is, it's so crazy that I really would take all the kids.
Period. They are going
Long
to
as they not
G's
in,
house.
as long as they not in diapers, they can come to my house.
Girl.
She gonna be the call like, come get MJ.
They'd be like, your baby 1 year old. They'd be like, I sent my baby over Jennifer house. They take that potty train. Show her.